Okay, let's start with something that might sound a bit, well, counterintuitive. What if rain, the thing we usually think stops solar panels working, could actually help them generate power?
Right.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that rain-powered solar.
It sounds pretty futuristic, doesn't it?
It really does. So our mission is to unpack how these innovative panels actually work, what they could mean for homeowners, the environment, and we're focusing specifically on Greenville, South Carolina. Seems like a place where this could really take off.
Absolutely. And the core idea, well, it hinges on something called triboelectric nanogenerators, or TENGEs for short.
Tangents, okay.
Yeah, basically, there are these transparent layers that sit on top of regular solar panels. And what they do is convert the mechanical energy, the impact of raindrops hitting the surface,
Mm-hmm.
into electricity. So it captures that tiny kinetic energy from each drop.
So it works alongside the traditional solar cell?
Exactly. It complements them so you get this more continuous energy production. And what's really interesting, recent work shows these TNG-enhanced panels, they can actually bump up the total energy output by as much as 15% during heavy rain.
Wow, 15%. That's not trivial.
Not at all.
Ah.
It sort of turns rain from a limitation into, well, an actual asset for power generation.
So the big idea isn't just squeezing out more power overall, it's about getting consistent power, right? Which is huge for reliability, especially somewhere with variable weather.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's bring this down to Greenville then. It's got that subtropical climate, right? Lots of rain, about 49 inches a year on average, but also plenty of sun, like 220 sunny days. How does this hybrid system really fit in there?
Well, Greenville's already got a pretty good solar scene going. I mean,
Okay.
over 2,200 installations already.
Okay.
And that's partly driven by state incentives like South Carolina's pretty generous 55% solar tax rebate. So people are already thinking solar.
Right.
So these hybrid systems, the ones with penjanes, like some prototypes, I think Apple Energy Technologies in Pakistan worked on some.
Yeah.
They integrate the standard PV cells, the sunlight collectors, with battery storage.
Ah, the storage is key.
It is. That combination gives you consistent power, rain or shine,
Hmm.
which makes it, almost perfect for Greenville's kind of weather mix.
And I heard there are actual examples popping up in Greenville, like real-world tests.
Yeah, that's where it gets really exciting. Furman University, for example, they put in a solar farm and actually measured a 10% energy boost during thunderstorms from this kind of tech.
10% during a storm. That really flips the script on rainy days, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And then you have individual homeowners. There was one story, someone in the North Main area
Uh-huh.
reported a 92% drop in their reliance on the grid. They had a 10-kilowatt hybrid system, paired it with Tesla Powerwalls for storage.
92% reduction. That's practically off-grid.
It's getting close to real energy independence, which is, the dream for a lot of people.
And the financials, does it make sense cost-wise?
Well, let's look at a typical, say, 5-kilowatt hybrid system.
Mm.
After incentives, you might be looking at $18,000 to $35,000, which sounds like a lot.
Yeah, that's a chunk of change.
It is, but the projected savings over 20 years could be around $27,000. Plus, you're cutting carbon emissions by something like 4.2 metric tons every year, just for that one house.
Okay, so the long-term payoff is there, financially and environmentally. But, new tech always has hurdles. What are the roadblocks people are running into in Greenville?
That's a really important point. One big one is, surprisingly maybe, homeowners associations, HOAs.
Ah, the aesthetic police.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, even though there are federal laws meant to help, about 43% of Greenville neighborhoods have HOAs with rules about appearance that can really slow things down or even stop a project altogether.
So navigating those rules is tricky.
It adds a layer of complexity, definitely. And then there's the practical side. Those 10 layers, they don't last forever. Right now, they need replacing maybe every 5 to 7 years.
Okay, and what does that cost?
You're looking at probably $1,200 to $1,800 for that replacement. It's manageable over the system's life, but it's, an ongoing maintenance cost homeowners need to budget for.
Right, so you've got HOA hurdles and this recurring maintenance. How do we get past those for this to really take off? What's next?
Well, on a policy front, there's a push for something called the South Carolina Solar Access Law. The idea is to mirror laws, like they have in California, basically to smooth out those HOA issues and make approvals easier.
Okay, that makes sense. And the tech itself. Any improvements coming?
Definitely. Researchers are working hard on advanced tangs using graphene.
Graphene, right, super material.
Exactly. Because it's so conductive and strong, the hope is graphene-based tangs could boost the energy conversion efficiency by maybe another 25%. And maybe they'll last longer, too.
So putting it all together, this deep dive really shows that rain-powered solar isn't just like a cool idea on paper. It's becoming a real thing, making a difference in places like Greenville, especially when you combine the Tang tech with good battery storage.
It really highlights how innovation, when you pair it with smart policies and get the community involved, can actually change our whole energy picture. It turns a perceived negative, the rain, into a positive.
So, as you're thinking about all this, maybe consider how could having power reliably, all the time, rain or shine, change how we think about energy independence, not just for one house, but maybe for whole communities? What really stands out to you about Greenville's path here, trying to build this sustainable energy future?